So since the last couple of years, I had a lot of speeches, and in the last year, I changed one thing. I turned off my slides. Normally, for 50 minutes, I had 300 slides. I still have them, but you don't see them. So I have them on my phone here. I would like to talk about the me is the new us, so that we get into a more egomanic world. And as we have heard of the speeches before from Tobias, Ivo, and the others who made the floor for me, we are really getting into this kind of a new world. And as we have heard that Tobias said probably that we should be more entrepreneurial, we should all start our own businesses. We will see what challenges this would bring about my theories and theses. I see the status of the new world, especially in the digital world, a little bit more dramatic as everyone else was talking about. And I'm not even German. So as you said, I'm a skiing instructor. I come from Austria, grown up there and in Bavaria, and now moved to Munich. Since the age of 14, I needed to travel the world. A lot. Really a lot. Just in the last 10 years, I had over 2,000 flights, and I visited over 50 countries. In all the time, I missed 2 flights this year. But I never missed the opportunity to meet great people and had extraordinary conversations with them. So this year I met Ban Ki-moon. Everyone knows who's Ban Ki-moon? Everyone should know that. He's the 8th General Secretary of the United Nations. And it was a fun story because I was sitting next to him in a plane, and he used to be the Austrian ambassador in Vienna, so I was able to talk to him. But the fun fact of that is, he was wearing pajamas and slippers. Because I really respect this person, I don't show you any pictures which I have made. But they're great pictures. And also, I had a pillow fight with Ralph Möller, Robert Davey, Florian Wieder, in a flight to LA. This was really a remarkable and memorable flight, especially for the crew on board. I also met Siegfried and Roy, and I was totally blessed how close those people are, and what's the spirit and relation between both, and how much caretaking they are. I have met ministers, presidents, actors, comedians, creatives, rich and poor people, and we often talked about the future and especially the digital part of it. And so this year I met Herbert E. Mayer. Does anyone know who Herbert E. Mayer is? No, I didn't know it as well. He is the ex-CEO of the CIA. So, and he was talking about the bright future because of American support and how strong the middle class will be, and we had an interesting discussion. Because of this discussion, I got my inspiration for this talk. I'm very happy that I can share my thoughts and thesis today at such a great audience. Thank you very much, Christian and David, and all you're listening to, and especially to TEDx here in Ingolstadt. In 1994, I got my first email address. This was the start for me to get into the digital world. The problem was I'm a skiing instructor, so I was not able to write anyone, because at this time just students had email addresses. But I was so fascinated that I started my own company, and we were building websites. And I realized this is something big for the future, for my future, for our all future. I was amazed, and I'm still, about the speed of change since then, and the change of varieties and how digital is going to take over our whole world. And in 1994, I got my first mobile phone. It was a huge one, a C1 with a battery bigger than probably my whole suitcase I carry around with me. And I thought this mobile revolution will be way faster. So I have learned one important lesson in my life is how fast everything grows doesn't matter. It's still big changes come with generations. And not by technology. This is what I thought. Till now. And why is this a big difference now? I have founded over 15 companies in the last 25 years, worked all over the world. I discovered a major trend. And I have now about 5,000 employees in all companies together. So it's quite a lot to handle. And employers ask what the company can do for them, and not vice versa anymore. And they don't say, what can my company do? So they just say, the company. And it might be different in startups, NGOs, but in big companies, especially, employees want the company to do something to make them stay, to entertain them, to give them opportunities, challenges, whatever. So we have a missing identification now. And therefore, we have a couple of reasons I would like to talk about. First is the speed of change. People get bored extremely fast, especially if they're younger. Then we have a needs movement. It's not about needs anymore. It's about something new. Especially in the Western Hemisphere, we're extremely saturated. If we want something, we go to Amazon, type it in, and maybe it's delivered on the same day, latest the next day. So we don't have to wait. It's all on demand. As we see our shopping habits, we used to shop every Saturday, went to a big store, got everything for the week. Now we go every day or twice per day to shop whatever we need. So it's not about needs anymore, it's about motivation. So how to motivate to fulfill a need? And there's a very simple example. If you have the need to go to the dentist, which I had over 9 years, I never went to the dentist, but I had no motivation to do that. And in most cases, the motivation gets very painful. Then you have a motivation to go to the dentist if you have the pain. Another part is opportunities. People, even with basic skills in the digital field and some understanding of what's happening out there, get jobs very easy, especially if they're looking for new jobs. And then we have the Internet of Things, and they will open new markets. Cars are connected. Every car has a SIM card in. Coffee makers are connected. You can turn on the coffee maker with your smartphone. Scales will tell you if you're too fat or if you've eaten too many burgers or had too many drinks. You will see tonight. You get a pop-up in the morning, get out half an hour early, go for a run. So the phone is communicating with you. And my favorite example is cat doors. Who has a cat in here? Oh, quite a lot. So I would say 12, 15 people. Cat doors is something amazing because it got invented by Isaac Newton in the 7th century because he was disrupted all the time by his cat. So he got a little door into his science labor while he was experimenting. And the door was just a flap. Door, cat in, out, fantastic. With version number 2 we can buy in Germany, you get a little chip. You have to chip your cat now, which is, I think, you have to do. Not just that you can see where the cat is, you can open the cat door by the cat coming in the door and recognizing, okay, it's a chip for the door. The next version is the chip also is able to transmit this information by certain kind of Wi-Fi's to your smartphone, so you can see where your cat is running. You have a kind of a runtastic for cats. Catastic. And even if the cat brings home a mice, and you see this coming to the door has, in the US, some electric wires, and giving the cat a little impulse so they let the mouse fall and can slid in, just if the mouse is out of the mouth. And in the 4th version, the version we can buy since last year, November, this is the strangest and scariest version. You get a new chip, which you can chip your cat in. And there's such a big book with it, telling you what you should do with all your people around. So it's measuring blood fat, blood sugar, vital data, GPS, all information about your cat. Transmit this information through the cat door to the feeding machine. The feeding machine has 2 kinds of silos, a dry food and a wet food. Mixtures the food of the cat by seeing what is the current status of the cat, healthy, fat, and whatever. After that, gives you a recognition, okay, short message, your cat is happy. If the food is gone, you get a one-touch swipe, yeah, I need more food. FedEx guy comes to the house, there's a little opening on the outside of the door, fills in the food from outside into the cat feeding machine, and if the cat dies, whatever reason, you get an information, cat is dead, you want a new one? Yes, and I have a new cat. You laugh, but this is reality. So you don't have to even talk to your cat or play with your cat anymore. You know where it is, and you can just replace it. So it's, on one hand, is a great example to show how fast everything is going, and it's scary on the other hand. But it means also that we have a lot of information flow around. Cats, chips, cat dogs, feeding machines, FedEx guys, so a lot of information. It's absolute information overflow. Since last year in December, Nielsen said we have over 8,000 marketing messages hitting us every day. So it's not just an information overflow, it's a data overflow. And this drives us to a really big new development in our society. It's called automatization. And in maximum of 25 years, 40% of all jobs can and might be done by software, algorithm, and robots. And I know what I'm talking about. I have a company I'm supporting, and I'm an advisory board in Netherlands, and we replaced last year 3,000 jobs of one German company just by software robots, without touching any IT infrastructure. And there's an interesting study, it's the future of employment, how susceptible are jobs to computerization, by Carl Benedict Frey and Michael O. Osborne. If you're interested in that, that's an amazing study. You can free download it from the web. It's from the Oxford University. So in first time in human industrialization, we will destroy more jobs than we are able to create. And as I was talking to Herbert E. Mayer from the CIA, he said we will have an amazing, fantastic mid-class. I see it vice versa. We will have a huge problem of unemployment, especially on older people, because we are destroying their jobs, and they won't be able to follow as fast and adapt as fast as they need to get a job. And so I think, in my opinion, we will have a two-class society. One class are the ones who understand what's going on, and the other class is who doesn't. And there will be a lot of people who will not get what's going on currently. And this development is faster already than ever before. But the big difference is that it's not only driven by human beings anymore. So we have computers, artificial science, and intelligence going on, and this makes a really big difference to all the developments and industrializations we had before. Apple is investing a huge amount into human stuff and resources about machine learning, about artificial intelligence. Google, Facebook, and co., they have all our data. Facebook has access to 2.8 billion people through their applications, through their like button, connect button, whatever. And they create massive algorithms. South Korea is the digital state. In 2018, they won't have any school books anymore because they're all on tablets, so they can control the whole schooling system. Our ecosystem is based on continuous growth. Always be faster, always be bigger. That has a tremendous impact to the human race in our personal environment. Make more money, grow faster than competitors, be more perfect, which is nonsense. You can't be more perfect. Perfect is the ultimate stage. And alone you're faster, but in a team or in a society or in a community, you get further. So we will have, I don't know where we're heading to, but if you all will be self-employed, you will be maybe faster for yourself. But as a society of growth, we will slow down, which is bad if you see how fast technology grows. And people don't think this far. The biggest opportunity for business and industrial world are machines, and which will take over automatization, of course, and this will rule. Human capital will cost so much, and they can't work for 24 hours. They do mistakes, and they get ill. So industry will get everything into automatization. And it will happen. It's already happening. We are already in the future. And most of our society are not able to understand this dimension and impact to us. Or they're scared, and they don't even want to think about. Or we don't have the intellectual understanding for it. They hope someone will take care. Of course, but no one will take care. No one will take over the responsibility because no one can. Taking over responsibility, having your own opinion or fighting for it, it's not en vogue anymore. If you see politicians in here Bavaria, we had Strauss, the guy who had really was fighting for his opinion, or Brandt, or whatever party you will take. They were fighting for their opinion. Now it's all washed. And my time is gone. It's not too many slides. We just will have a bright future together if we stick together and help each other to understand this development. This is why people like to cut this change into small pieces and call it transformation. And a transformation is bullshit for me. It's too short-termed. To have the ability to transform is important, but a transformation is a process from A to B. Has a start, has an end. But the digitalization has no end anymore. And I believe even that our gadgets, computers, robots will survive us and live on without us, whenever they will be. And that's called evolution. Evolution on speed, high speed. It's really fast. And as my grandma said, and I love those quotes, I tried to translate it from German, I hope it works. The soup never gets eaten as hot as it gets cooked. That means the world won't change as fast as we think it might. It's still a generation world, but the impact is way bigger than we think and are able to imagine. And those who are able to understand and adapt fast enough will rule the world on both sides. On our side and on the dark side. And the dark side is there, and it's big too. So, for example, darknet. And it's huge. I've just tried a couple of things in the last weeks, and it's amazing what's happening in there. So what I want you to think about is, start thinking further ahead. Don't think just of your small scale. To be more open to the digital change, the future is already now. We all know from the movie Back to the Future, there was a hoverboard, and the hoverboard was on Kickstarter last year. So now we will have a hoverboard. Don't just get connected, talk and learn from each other. And we know exactly from some examples in the past, like chess computer tried to beat human and human tried to beat chess computers. At the last try, they both just got, how to say, Paris, a try, yeah. What was it, what word? They didn't, none of them won, yeah, so. Whatever. And take responsibility for our future. This is very important. Fear is a very bad consultant, but an amazing motivator. So let us start changing our future, and let us do it now. I'm happy to discuss and exchange my thoughts with you, and online, offline. There's my Twitter handle, my email address. It's very simple. s@mde. There was no shorter one I could get. Social@media, Zado@maso, whatever you think of. It's up to you. Thank you very much.